A lot of people perceive the MacBook Neo as this sort of underpowered machine that can't really do much, but after using it for over 30 days, I have to disagree. This machine can do pretty much anything that other Apple Silicon Macs can do, like Figma or video editing on DaVinci Resolve, and I've even been able to emulate some Wii games on it. Honestly, the display looks great, and I don't really notice the lack of true tone. It is a little less color accurate than the other MacBooks, but I didn't mention this in my first recording, but I would definitely recommend having the more space option enabled because I feel like the default display scaling makes everything way too big, and honestly the extra screen real estate, especially on this smaller display, is really useful. Also, consider this a MacBook Neo microphone test. It's sitting on my lap right now and I'm just using its internal microphone to record. The battery life on it is also pretty good for a laptop this size. I mean, it's really thin and light and I've gotten about like 10 hours of usage out of it. Now, of course, the big topic is that it's using an iPhone chip, which is the A18 Pro, but just because it's an iPhone chip doesn't make it inherently bad. Should probably turn my light on. Oh, this is better. Surprisingly, in benchmarks, it greatly surpasses the 16-inch MacBook Pro with the i9 chip, and probably in usage too, honestly. MacBook Neo boot up test from my bed. That was so late, but like, you get the gist of it. It's under 30 seconds. Also, yeah, it only has 8GB of RAM, but it hasn't really been limiting at all, and I haven't looked at the RAM usage once. Nor have I gotten that pop-up that told me that the computer was running out of memory. I am using pretty lightweight programs though, like the Helium browser, so I guess that makes the difference. Also, there's no keyboard backlight, which is theoretically annoying, but thanks to the keys being this sort of off-white color, they stay visible when the display is on. Of course, the build quality is great. It's a MacBook. I'm not going to bore you with that. It's not a perfect device either. There are some things that I dislike about it. The webcam, for example, is pretty bad quality in my opinion. Even though it's technically higher resolution than the one on the M1 MacBook Air, I do prefer the one on the M1. It just feels sharper and the colors are like much better. Yeah, you also only have 2 USB-C ports, which I found to be a pretty major annoyance on any MacBook. Would have appreciated if both ports were USB 3, but that's not technically possible because of the A18 Pro chip, so it's fine. Also, I kind of hate the fact that it's capped at 8GB of RAM. Even though I haven't gotten any problems with it, it would have been nice to at least have the option to upgrade. Again, not possible because of the A18 Pro. But one thing that is possible though is to upgrade the A18 Pro to 1TB, which I would have greatly appreciated. I use a lot of storage on my computer, so for now, the 512GB of storage haven't been a problem, but I feel like if I were to use this machine for like at least a year or two, I would have really appreciated 1TB. If you're looking to buy a MacBook Neo, I would definitely get the 512GB version though. Not that 256GB is inherently bad. I mean, I know some people that can work with that. I just feel like the Touch ID upgrade is worth it, and even if you can squeeze most of your documents on an external drive, macOS tends to be quite storage hungry when you use it for quite a while. I would definitely recommend upgrading. Touch ID is also really useful, trust me. I also wouldn't recommend buying this computer brand new either because you can get it for much cheaper at the Apple refurbished store, and it would be kind of stupid not to. You're getting pretty much the same experience as buying it brand new from the Apple store minus having the color matched box lid with the product image on it. So that's my review. Just get this one.
We don't give a fuck.
I'm honestly quite heartbroken about having to return this unit. Also, this whole video is kind of ironic considering a future video that I'm making, but it's fine, whatever. I just wanted to record something about this.